What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to the North End Podcast, episode 70. This is going to be our best ball summer transfer window draft and a little roundtable with all our friends. My name is Zach Graham, your host here in the North End, joined as always by my good buddy. His name is Ian Michaud, and we call him E, a.k.a. E. James, a.k.a. Sebastian Drew, EC, a.k.a. Easterdamus, a.k.a. Pap E. O'Daniel, a.k.a. The Fashionista, a.k.a. Chili Willy, a.k.a. Joey Chestnut, a.k.a. Eon Stockel. E, how you feeling here on draft night?
I'm excited, man. I'm ready. I got some pre-draft jitters, I had a great workout before this to try to get, the jitters out. I didn't get a chance to shower on a bit of a time crunch. I guess Mooch now is waking up after being quiet the entire time we were waiting.
Yep.
So I stink, which is relevant to the teams that we're in this draft with. The rest of them, they all stink pretty bad. So I've been working on that joke for a couple minutes now.
There you go. I think it hit.
I hope it hit. I know that they're upset in the green room back there.
Throwing off the competition. I like it. It's a good strategy. Well, let's bring in that competition. First, they will be picking first tonight because they are currently fourth in the standings, but not fourth in our hearts. It's Texas Ring of Fire, our good buddy, RB22, and along with him, the Austin Insurgent, the head of San Antonio Subterfuge, Harry is here as well. Texas Ring of Fire, what's going on, boys?
What up? What up? Appreciate it. This is the comeback. We're going to do it. My boy, Harry, he's always right there, been there for a while now. So appreciate you, Harry. Appreciate y'all boys for what y'all putting on. And I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I know you guys are ready. Harry, appreciate you coming on, man. First time on the North End podcast, but, we're glad you're here.
I had to get a big beer like you get at Q2, although probably for half the price.
Yeah. You can probably get a case of those for the price of one there at Q2.
But no, it was awesome to meet you guys at Q2 against the FC Dallas non-Copa Teos match earlier in the season. So
yeah, we just call that the Redis game. Here we go. Second.
It was an interesting game.
It was indeed. Second in the draft order tonight. It is We Are Austin TV. So we've got her on, and we've got Football Critic along with us. So boys, how you guys feeling tonight?
Hello, everybody. Very interesting day. Like E said, very rushed, but I did manage to take a shower, and I'm here ready to go.
Football Critic, glad to have you, man. I think you are probably the premier source for Danny Pereira news. How you feeling, man? Welcome to the pod.
Good, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm here to try to pick us up in the first place again when we were some time ago.
Yeah.
But let's see how this goes.
Hey, we've got a lot of season to go. I see Primo there, not on the ones and twos tonight, but in the chat. Shout out Primo. And last but not least, the leaders of the Best Ball League so far. We're about halfway through the season. They've got a juggernaut, but we're trying to fix our teams to catch them and take them down. Just one half of Moontower Soccer. We've got Landon Cottom in the building. Look at him swirling the glass of wine. Oh my goodness, this guy. He's feeling good. Landon, welcome back to the pod, man. How you doing?
Hey guys, I didn't see you there.
Man.
So glad to be back. I'm excited about this, especially because I didn't have to do that much research because I'm not planning on trading that many players out.
Oh man, yeah, Moontower right now. They've been out in front since early in our competition. Right now, our total scores: Moontower 965, North End Podcast 912, We Are Austin TV 886, Texas Ring of Fire 796. But again, we've got months to go, and I think this competition is going to come down to our own little decision day in late October. Very quickly before we get into the draft. Let's go through some of the rules here. Again, draft order is going to be static, not a snake draft here. So Texas Ring of Fire will have the first pick in every round, followed by We Are Austin TV, the North End Podcast, and Moontower picking fourth. Every time a team is on the clock, they have an opportunity to swap out one of their current players for a player who is not on a roster. So, for example, North End Podcast could drop somebody like Emiliano Rigoni, right, with our first pick and pick up somebody like, I don't know, Rodney Redis. It has to be position for position. So we can't take Rigoni and pick up, Damian Loss or somebody like that, greatest keeper in the world. Some of the players have changed positions on the MLS site. We're going to keep the original positional designations for the players on our rosters already, but if a player is dropped, that's why I'm using this Rigoni example. Rigoni is now a forward on the MLS fantasy site. So if he is dropped, and let me tell you, plates are spinning, he will be a forward if anybody decided to pick him up. So once a team is set to the front office's liking, and that might be Moontower first, and they have no more desired swaps, they will pass on their turn. And the transfer window draft will end when all 4 teams pass in the same round. A team can pass without ending their transfer window. If a player becomes available because another team dropped him, a team can elect to make their pick and swap that player onto their team. And when the transfer window has closed, obviously there's still a month left in the actual MLS transfer window. So if any of our players get shipped out of the league, we will allow a team to replace that player. We call that the Brenner rule. Each team must leave the transfer window draft with 5 forwards, 5 midfielders, 3 defenders, and 2 goalkeepers. And each team must have an Austin FC player on their roster at the end of the draft. So I can bring up very quickly here what we've got currently through the first half of the season. You would think that I would be prepared to share this quicker, but here we go. If I can zoom in on this, let's just go team by team real quick, couple minutes here, talking about what we've got. Maybe I can't zoom in on this, but let's go We Are Austin TV first, right? I know you guys have had some huge weeks this season. Hernan, you've had some down weeks, right? You've had some guys miss for international duty, for injuries. But how did you feel about the team? Obviously, Thiago Almada, probably your team MVP so far. Jassy Zardes coming along. How'd you feel about the team through the first half of the season?
When we did the draft that night, I was like, you know what? I think this is a real solid team. And then we had Tom Bogert chime in on it, and he's like that the Moontower pod had probably the team that was gonna probably going to be performing better long term. And I was like, man, that guy don't know shit. Apparently, he knows a thing or two about soccer, right? I really like this team, but there are some names that Football Critic and I have been talking about that need to be dropped. So we're ready.
Moontower, obviously out in front, like H said. That's why they pay Tommy Scoops the big bucks, right? He called that out back in February. So Moontower, probably not a ton of work to do on this roster, but Landon, Harry did dive in, do his research, and he pointed out that Moontower actually has the player that has accumulated the lowest amount of total points this season in Lewis Morgan. So maybe he's on the move. Obviously, you guys are feeling good about the roster, but anything stand out to you as maybe a surprise through the first half of the season?
I mean, not super surprising. Morgan has been injured most of the year. I know Romel Kyoto is another one with low numbers. Has he been injured, or I don't really know what the deal is with him, but
yeah, I believe he's injured currently. Soft tissue injury, I think.
But yeah, he was one of our later picks that I thought would good for some big weeks occasionally. But those are the 2 lowest, but maybe a couple of others will get traded out as well. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, in Kyoto, maybe when he comes back here in a couple of weeks, maybe his outlook looking a bit rosier with some of the additions Montreal has made lately. North End Podcast, I mean, what can we say, E, about our 5th round pick from February in Emiliano Rigoni? I don't know if we cursed him or not, but that to me, this entire season, that's been eating at me the most, is that was our choice. How you feel about our team through the first half?
It's not your fault, guys. It's not your fault.
I feel solid about our squad. We got a couple moves to make here. I know that we put in the time and the effort behind the scenes to get a squad ready that we're going to enjoy. And, I think we went on record saying Rigoni 10 goals this year. So I think we talked about doing a bad takes thing, and that was the first thing that came to mind. So I don't know if we're going to be pro Goni after this, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I think maybe 10 shots on goal is a better, that's a more attainable goal for our boy at this point, especially with him coming off the bench the last few games. Texas Ring of Fire, again, had a tough first half, injuries, international duty, transfers, RB. You made that Danny Pereira swap right before the season started, and he's actually paid off really well for you. So has Christian Espinoza. Those midfielders have kind of carried you guys. What are your thoughts on the first half of the season? Obviously, you guys, trying to play a little catch up here.
Yeah, no, it's all right. We'll get it. Brenner, low points. He left. Rubio hurt. Cifuentes. What can you do about a guy you think he's going to be performing after a MLS championship? And then Fagundes with the injury, and then everything's circulating all around that. Velasco not doing too well. Defense, Vicenen injury. Just tough luck, man. So hey, I'm not worried about it. 150 points. Hey, we coming. We coming. Where's Messi?
There you go. Well, I think we can maybe answer that question here in a second. Let's go ahead and start the draft. We'll pull the draft board up periodically throughout, but want to see everybody's beautiful faces here on the live stream. Texas Ring of Fire, first pick. You guys are on the clock. We don't have an official clock. And take your time. I can be the best windbag in Central Texas if I need to be. So no rush on these picks. Although I think you guys have this one. I think the pick is in. We need that little, NFL draft little sound there. So RB, where are you guys going with the first pick?
So I'm still waiting on my guy to text me back real quick.
There you go. You got the war room in effect.
Yeah. We got that. What's the time limit though? What's
5,
the time limit?
4.
All right, so I think we'll take the new guy coming in. Go ahead, Harry. I'll let you.
You could announce it, and then I'll tell you what sources have told me.
Okay.
Got some scoops.
We're gonna go with Messi, man. Obviously, we're going with Messi.
So,
all right.
As part of the deal for coming to MLS, he did have to come, just like with Inter Miami. He's going to rescue them, take them to the playoffs. He's going to bring Texas Ring of Fire to the top of the league. So that was part of the deal. So it'll be Messi. You can't miss on him, right?
There you go.
Can't.
All right. Well, who's getting dropped here?
Yeah,
we got to drop a forward here.
So
we'll drop
Brenner, obviously.
There you go. Probably the easiest swap we will have on the night. Leo Messi in, Brenner out.
Pretty easy.
We are Austin TV up with their first pick in the transfer window draft.
Can I point out that Messi is not the 100% lock that some might think it is, because he's not starting for a while, right? He's going to miss the next few games, and so it's a bit of a gamble still.
Keep doubting. Just keep doubting.
I'm not doubting. I'm just.
I told you he was an Austin fan, guys. I told you.
there are guys who are going to play more games than him for the rest of the season that you could be getting points.
Trust me, Landon. There's going to be more picks, but if Messi wasn't available after the first pick, I guarantee. I would assume probably second pick. He's getting picked up. So it's one of those. It's like Wemby. You have to take the chance. Who knows how it'll turn out? But he's a generational talent.
What he said.
See, Landon.
Statement.
See, Landon trying to just undermine the first 3 picks so Messi would fall to Moontower. That would be a pretty sweet swap for a Romel Kyoto there.
And they have the depth to be able to wait for him to warm up and get comfortable and
that's
on turf or grass. Will he play?
You just need the big performances. And Messi, you'd think, would provide some of those.
And when you draft Messi, you instantly get Busquets and whoever else.
And then again, you don't have Wolf as your coach, so it's not going to take you 2 months to play.
Ooh,
that's also true. That's also true. We are Austin TV up with their first pick, Hernan, on the phone in the war room to the front office with their first selection. We'll see where they go. We are
the banker called. The banker called.
You can't afford your pick.
He wants you to leave with money. For our first pick, It's unfortunate, but our attackers have not been the guys that we've wanted them to be. And this is going to be a little bit of a risk, but I trust my team. The guy right now is struggling with a very light hammy injury, but we're prepared to select. Hopefully, I don't mess up his name. Giacomakis from Atlanta United.
Oh my God.
Giacomakis from Atlanta United.
Okay.
And we are prepared to drop Swiderski from Charlotte FC.
All right. So Karol Swiderski out. Yorgos Giacomakis in.
Play the clip.
You saw the thumbs down from me. You saw E gritting his teeth. We've talked. I mean, E, you might have been right in the middle of the season when I was just drooling over Giacomakis and what he was doing in Atlanta, and you telling me, "Shut up! Everybody's going to take him before us." That has come to pass. So North End, go ahead, H.
Credit to Football Critic. This guy over here.
Football Critic.
Y'all checking the injury news, making sure that it wasn't something more
Oh,
serious.
I did.
How did you do diligence,
1-2 games and we're good to go. So yeah, we trust that guy.
There may or may not.
I never doubt Football Critic. Come on, man.
There may or may not have been an 8 a.m. text exchange in the North End podcast front office about Giacomakis' injury status. That'll put us on the clock here, E. And I think we know where we're going. This one can be short and sweet. It's no secret that Emiliano Rigoni was going to be on the move for the North End podcast. So he is off the team. We'll have to get an Austin player later in the draft because we're not adding an Austin player right now. Rigoni may have been a questionable selection in best ball. We're going to replace him with a guy who might have some questionable character off the pitch in Emmanuel Reynoso from Minnesota. He's back. He's crushing it for Austin's opponent this Saturday. So we're hoping that, maybe he turns in like a 2 this weekend and then kills it the rest of the draft. I see Bali in here saying, nah, keep Rigoni. I guess if Bali's talking about it, I got to, Rigoni, something like that. So we'll take Reynoso, and that'll put Moontower on the clock for their first pick.
So I had a pick prepared, but am now second guessing it based on the picks y'all have made. And I'm going to need to be double checked here because I don't think anybody else has this person on their team already. But I was saying my lowest performer is Lewis Morgan, who's a midfielder. But I'm going to go best available instead. And again, double check me. I want to pick up Alvaro Barreal from Cincinnati.
You bastard. He is available. He may or may not have been our next look there, Alvaro Barreal in. But who are you dropping for him? I think I missed that part, Landon.
I did not say. This one is
tough.
Wasn't my top choice to drop.
Okay.
But it's going to be Brody from RSL, who's not been terrible, but nowhere near as good as Barreal. So.
Also spent some time injured, if I recall correctly, there for RSL. And I think I've called him Adrian Brody at least twice, recapping best ball scores on the podcast. So their first round in the books, Messi, Giacomakis, Reynoso, and Barreal onto rosters. Brenner, Swiderski, Rigoni, and Brody off, and Texas Ring of Fire up for their second pick.
Oh, you're gonna have to give me a second. We can talk about, I don't know, talk about something real quick.
No, we can totally bloviate here. The one thing I will bring up, since we were talking about Messi, planned debut against Cruz Azul in League Cup. That League Cup break is right around the corner. How are we feeling? And H, if I can, I know you're deep in the front office discussions over there, but I wanted to get you in on this. How important to you as a fan is success in Leagues Cup, right? This is the first go round with this cup, but we've got Mazatlan and Juarez. We're hosting both of them at home. And the way we've performed in these cups, these external competitions this year, has been maybe the catalyst for a lot of the angst amongst the fans. How are you feeling about that group stage that's coming up later this month?
Well, the thing about Football Critic, the thing that he has brought into this team is the fact that he has known what to look for in these teams. So me being the Liga MX fan, when I hear the name Mazatlan, when I hear the name Juarez, I think, okay, these teams are brand new. These teams are barely coming in. And then you get a guy like Football Critic, and he's like, hey, there's things happening in both of these teams that we are a team that struggles against those things that are happening with these teams like Juarez. They're making like some type of revolution where they're bringing in a bunch of youth in, all these young guys in fast. They're eager, they're hungry, they want to play. And then you get Mazatlan, who is getting some convincing results. If I'm not mistaken, in the match day one of Liga MX, they beat Pachuca. Pretty dominant team in Liga MX, if you know what you're talking about, right? So I think this goes back to what Coach Wolf and what John Gallagher told Iturralde at the media availability when the Leagues Cup was making its tour, and it was here. And Josh Wolf says, he's like, George, stop kidding yourself. There's no easy teams in Liga MX. And I think that's about to hit us in the face. And I hope that the players realize that these teams that we're going to play, yes, they're not, historic. Yes, they're not your Club America, your Guadalajara, your Monterrey, your Tigres, but they have the quality, they have the hunger, and they have the legs to damage a team like us. And all of us here, we know the problems that our defense faces, and I think that both teams have the qualities to expose us. So that's what I think on that. And I think this Leagues Cup is going to be super important. It's the first one, and there's been a lot of brewing in between MLS and Liga MX. You had Gignac from Tigres come out, and he says, hey, MLS is all about marketing. And I don't know who the player was from MLS, but he clapped back, and he was like, marketing? What are you talking about? Like, you guys make collabs also. And if you look at the kids, they're all decked out in like sponsorships, even down to the socks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's a little bit going back and forth here and there. Bali saying, about time that I wake up. This guy, whatever, bro. But I'm very excited for it. I'm actually sacrificing going to see Real Madrid and the Texas tour that they're doing because I'm really focused on Leagues Cup. I'm very excited. Bro.
That's big. That's telling right there. If you're skipping a Real Madrid, an opportunity to see your boys there from Madrid. Football Critic, what about you? H said you guys have talked about this a little bit. One thing I'm wondering too is, are these teams going to have significant fan presence at these games later this month? Do you have any thoughts on that, Football Critic?
Oh, I mean, I would think so. Like, I'm not a Liga MX fan. I don't follow it that closely. I do my digging when it comes to, Austin FC facing those teams. But, just by knowing that we're in Texas and Texas is, crowded with Mexicans, there has to be a lot of Mexican fans whose team are Juarez or Mazatlan, right? So I would assume so. I would assume that stadium can get filled with them. And if not, it's going to get filled with Austin FC fans. I mean, come on, yeah. That's happening. So that stadium is going to be absolutely filled. And I gotta agree with what H said. It's a team effort about finding out about all of these things. But Juarez is definitely a team to look out for. Maybe more than Mazatlan, because they're looking young, fast, and we know our players. We know Cascante. We know he's currently playing with Ring, and these are guys that can get seriously exposed with a lot of speed, and that's exactly what it looks like is gonna happen. So at the same time, I'm excited that this team is trying to find themselves like their best version, to play together again, to trust each other. And now they're going to have to face a team that is not from this league, but one team that can exploit our weaknesses. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see.
I can't wait for those games, man. And I know it's going to be a tough challenge, but a different challenge, and that's something as a fan that I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how our guys compete. All right, Texas Ring of Fire. Like Bali said, time's up. What do you got here for your second?
We're ready. We're ready. All right, so we're going to go ahead and drop Cifuentes.
Okay.
Let him go for the season because, LAFC ain't doing too hot right now. And we'll pick up Benteke from DC United. So
Christian Benteke in.
there you go.
Cifuentes out.
Wait, is
Pick
that
2.
is that like for like position wise?
Yeah, Cifuentes was a forward at the beginning of the season, which, yeah, I made that face too when I saw that, but it is accurate.
Okay.
I think he is one of those guys who has been changed to the more accurate midfielder designation. So we move on here. We are Austin TV. Their second swap opportunity here. What do you got for us?
So for this one, we've decided to go with Christian Ramirez from Columbus Crew.
Okay, Christian Ramirez in from Columbus. And who is the forward going out from We Are Austin TV?
Another seriously underperforming player in a currently underperforming team, Rui Diaz from Seattle.
Okay, Raul Rui Diaz on the move for We Are Austin TV. And that brings us up here. Think we've got the pick in. You want to just go ahead and take the top guy on our list there?
I think so.
Okay, what do we got?
I think so. We're going to go ahead and drop Enzo Capetti.
Okay, another underperforming forward on our team here.
And we're going to pick up Chicho Arango.
We will take Chicho Arango, who should be making his RSL debut soon, and pass it over to Moontower for their second selection.
That's a good shout. I would have probably forgotten about him. Okay, so I actually have to get rid of Lewis Morgan now. So
no, let him develop. It's too early. It's too early.
So this is a tough one where there's a player who I think would be the smartest pick, but I don't want to pick him, and then a player who might be a little less smart, but I kind of like him a little bit more. And then a third one, actually, that is complicated for other reasons. So dropping Lewis Morgan and double check my math here, but nobody has Hector Herrera, correct?
You are correct. Ache is no longer available. Now
I like how he plays. I do not like him as a person.
Yeah. Well, that works because
Dude, you can admit you like him. Come on, it's all right.
I like his game. I really like his game, but I think he's I'll save it. But I'll go ahead. I'll do it for the points. I'll do it for the points.
Yeah, and that's what best ball is about. We're looking for fantasy points here. We don't need real life points involved in this. Up to round 3 now here, Texas Ring of Fire. And they got a lot of work to do here. Added Leo Messi, added Christian Benteke. Who's next here?
We are going to go with Lennon from Atlanta as a defender. And you want to say goodbye to your Austin player there, RB?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Who knows how injury is going to affect him coming back, so that's fine.
Leo Väisänen out is what I'm gathering from that.
Väisänen, yeah.
Yep.
Väisänen. We'll move Väisänen out.
Okay, Leo Väisänen out. Brooks Lennon in. Brooks Lennon going to probably have some more crosses available to him after Gutman was sent up to Colorado yesterday in a trade. We are Austin TV up here in the 3rd round. You guys making another swap?
Yes, we are prepared. We are going to continue in the attack. This one might interest some of y'all. Y'all might pick him up in case you need an Austin FC player. It hurts. It really hurts, but we're not the most threatening team in the final third. So we are prepared to let go Jazzy Zardes.
Oh, wow. 5 goals in the last 8 matches?
We are prepared to let go Jazzy Zardes. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. This guy is amazing, but we have to be ruthless, just like Bali says. We have to be ruthless, and we are going to pick up Football Critic. Can you please say his name, because I do not want to butcher it?
First of all, I just want to say we're not letting him go. We're giving y'all the opportunity to back him up. Okay? Just want to throw that out there.
I feel like that was directed only at us, E.
When you said they're dropping an Austin player, E's eyes got the size of
And no, we're picking Nicolas Iacchini from St. Louis City.
I gotta be honest, I'm having trouble spelling that one. I'm gonna go spell check myself after we make our third pick here. North End Podcast, right? The first thing we did was get rid of Emiliano Rigoni. So we need another Austin player. And we're going to take ours right here. He is the only Austin FC player representing the first team at the MLS All-Star Game this season. We are going to drop Shaq Moore from Nashville and add John Gallagher to the roster. So, Gally, welcome to the club, man. We appreciate, this little 6-month loan we got going on here.
Enjoy picking up Giassi because you need a. Oh no, they got Seba.
Yeah.
And
they have Nick Lima. They got plenty of Austin guys. Us and Moontower are the only teams with one Austin player.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not giving mine up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Stuver is on the move tonight. So Shaq Moore out, John Gallagher in, and Moontower on the clock.
All right. I'm going to get rid of my other lowest performer in Kyoto.
All right.
This one, I'm struggling with this one too. I think, I have to do the top performer here. Was thinking about going for some upside math here, but I'm just going to go with the highest number so far and pick Daniel Shalhoub.
All right. So I know our buddy Kevin Lopez would like that pick. I'm not sure on the spelling there. I know it's a little funky. I think Salloi, I think is how you spell that. Nice. Love it. See what we got. Vanilla Mexican in here saying drop Zardes, and say I'll pick Finley anytime over Zardes.
So speaking of Finley, I have a question. Is Ethan Finley listed as a midfielder or a forward?
I believe he is a midfielder, but I can double check that for you.
Bizarre to me that like Finley and Rigoni have essentially been subbing for each other throughout the whole season. The fact that they're listed as different positions is wild.
Yeah, he is in fact a midfielder. Forwards for Austin, Zardes, Rigoni, Redis, Will Bruin, Arruti, Fodre, and Ocampo Chavez. So that's 3 rounds up, 3 rounds down. Texas Ring of Fire back on the clock here to start the 4th round.
All right. We're just talking, sending a few more texts with the other people involved here, just making sure everybody's on board here with our decision real quick. Give us 15 seconds. Yeah, we'll do.
Go ahead, Ruby.
We'll do Pulido for Rubio.
All right, Diego Rubio, the oft-injured Diego Rubio out. Alan Pulido, who's been on fire lately for SKC. 2 SKC forwards added in a row.
I was this close to taking Pulido too.
Yep. And I know, I look at H. He may have been eyeing him there. I know that's his boy.
Yeah, right. That's his guy.
So we are Austin TV up here in the 4th round. What do you guys got here?
Football critic, you want this one, mate?
Okay. So we're dropping Bedoya.
Dropping Alejandro Bedoya.
Yes.
Full rebuild.
Who's coming in the midfield?
And we're taking Cincy's Junior Moreno.
All right, Junior Moreno in, Alejandro Bedoya out, and that puts the North End Podcast on the clock. And I think we're going to break new ground here in the summer transfer window draft, and I'll let E do the honors.
This is the first ever MLS Best Ball League. So pretty much everything we do is breaking new ground, but we're going to go ahead and pick up a player that was just dropped in the draft. Going to go out and get Mr. Rui Diaz, who has one of the most impressive goals I've ever seen in my life.
At Q2 at least.
Two. And we're going to drop Carlos Vela because he isn't doing much.
Carlos Vela out, Raul Rui Diaz in. Vela, we need those guys that are going to play 180 minutes on a double game week, and Carlos Vela is not that. I'm not sure Raul Rui Diaz is either, but that's one of our favorite guys there, Rui Diaz, in terms of opponents in the Western Conference. And if he stays healthy, we're happy to have him on the squad. So Moontower, I don't know if you've got any swaps to make or any swaps that you're looking to make here after shoring up 3 spots, Landon. What do you got in round 4?
I still have some changes to make.
All right.
I referenced this earlier. Jeremiah's not here to stop me, so I'm gonna drop his passion pick. It was the only Liverpool player that we could do. Xherdan Shaqiri. He's not been, not like disastrously miserable. Has had a few big weeks and made it into my actual counting team a few times, but I'm gonna drop him. He's only on 68 points. I'm gonna go with kind of like a budding star here in Aiden Morris from Columbus.
All right, Aiden Morris in there. I think he was the only Columbus player I think to get voted into the All-Star game. And like when you shared the field with Cucho and Lucas Zelarayan, that's pretty surprising. So Aiden Morris, guess I need to put this in the right spot here. What is going on? We'll fix that here in a second. Of course, having issues when we share the screen. But what we do know is Texas Ring of Fire on the clock here to start the 5th round. So, fellas, what do you got?
Harry.
Yeah, we're going to pick up Carlos Vela because I can't believe he got dropped. And we're going to drop Velasco from FC Dallas. So,
I know Jose was not consulted for that one.
Yeah, he actually was. So
okay,
we bring
Vela.
all the team in.
There you go, Carlos Vela from the North End to Texas Ring of Fire. Alan Velasco now a free agent. We are Austin TV on the clock.
So we're done with full.
Give me 10 seconds, boys. 10 seconds.
You got it. Landon, what are your thoughts going back to Leagues Cup? Do you think that they're like? I just feel like we're kind of at a crossroads here in terms of how to attack this. At least this is what's going on in my head about Leagues Cup in the group stage, because I've seen a lot of people say, we pick up Brandon Craig from Philly on loan today. People are like, oh yeah, Leagues Cup, we get him time then, we get Kip time then. Maybe that's when we bring up a CJ Fodry to get him time. But we also know that the fans are going to lose their minds if we don't try to compete to the best of our ability in this competition. It's a tough decision for Josh Wolf. So what would you do if you were in those big Josh Wolf shoes?
I think if this were another tournament that was adding to like fixture congestion, that might be the way to go about it, is because we're kind of fighting for our life in the league right now, but it's not going to. The league is on pause, and so we're not adding more games to an already existing schedule. This is all we're going to have going on, and so I expect Josh Wolf and most MLS teams to play their best available during these games. And so like I say you give Brandon Craig minutes if he's the best player on the day, but I don't think you throw guys out there just to get him minutes. And like I said, it's not extra games in the schedule. They're pausing everything, so there's no reason to rest people.
Yeah, I think I fall more on that side of the decision there, especially because, like you said, the leagues are on pause here. And potentially, if you don't make it out of that group, as frustrated as we would be as a fan base, it gets you 3 weeks off any summer. Any guys that we bring in here in the transfer window, it's almost like a second training camp if that was to happen. So maybe a little silver lining, not just for Austin, but any team that doesn't make it into that knockout stage of Leagues Cup. Texas Ring of Fire, you guys, or no, we are Austin TV. Sorry, H, you're on the clock.
Hey, I'll take it.
Hey, look, I'm used to you taking forever, bro. Okay. H, what do you got for We Are Austin TV here in round 5?
From Sporting Kansas City, we select Kevincho TV. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. We are prepared to drop an LAFC player who has been he was very impressive last season. One of my favorite players. I thought he was really good, but we saw what happened to LAFC last night, and that's just not anything new. They've been struggling. I know they just got a bag for Opoku. John Thornton is going to do his thing with that money. We know what he can do. We've seen him do his thing in this league, so I think that they're going to rebuild with that. But we don't have that kind of patience right now. Time is money, and unfortunately, Ryan's Hollingshead, we thank you for your service, but you are cut.
Ryan Hollingshead on his way out. Who's the defensive replacement for Hollingshead?
We select T. Parker.
All right, Tim Parker from St. Louis City.
Yes, sir.
Man, that is one of the regular season matches left on the schedule that I have circled on the calendar. I want revenge on those guys for sure.
Definitely.
And this is where I think Ian and I are going to take a second while we're on the clock and discuss what we want to do here, because we have a couple. We're maybe debating between a couple here. I see Bali in the chat saying, "Fellas, season is over." But now
I'll tell you what, I would love that Leagues Cup trophy.
Yeah, RB, how are you feeling about Leagues Cup here? I mean, we're 3 weeks out.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. You know, it's going to be something for me and the family to go do in the summertime. Take the kiddos, and we get to meet the players in between all that, you know, and like before we get to go to the Leagues Cup. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be a busy July at Q2. It's going to be hot. But that trophy, when I saw it touring around the city and all that, it's pretty badass trophy. So for that to be in our trophy cabinet, I know Bali don't want it, but I'll take it, bro. I'll take it all day.
You really think you're winning that trophy, man? Seriously?
Hey, bro.
I'll be the Bali right now.
You got to be in it to win it, right? You got to be in it to win it, right? You should support your team more instead of hating on it.
See Cap City chiming in here saying it just created fixture congestion for every other competition, which is also true.
Yeah.
You know, kind of squeeze together other parts of the schedule. It's a big reason why May was such a, you know, for lack of a better term, shit show schedule-wise for every team, not just Austin FC.
I do have a question for you guys. The
Sure.
Juarez Austin FC match. How big of a match is that? Because that is the closest Liga MX team, I think.
Oh, is it?
To Austin.
Yeah.
Or is Monterrey closer?
Go ahead, H.
So I know a couple Juarez fans. One of my really good buds, his name is Conejo. That's what we call him. His real name is Alejandro, but you just get used to calling these guys, but they're nicknames.
Yeah.
He
is a great
is,
name, by the way.
yeah, he was really good whenever we were kids. But his family, they are from Juarez, and he told me that they're all gonna be at that game. So I think that Juarez being the closest Liga MX team, just like Harry just said, I think that's gonna have a huge influence on that match. And I think that those fans, if they're not supporting Austin FC, they're gonna come out to support Juarez. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, when they walk into Q2 for the first time, they fall in love with what they see, and they're like, you know what? Austin FC might be my MLS team. But I do know that there's going to be a lot of Juarez fans there.
I hope that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the environment in the stadium could be amazing for these Leagues Cup matches, especially when those Mexican League teams come in. I see Cap City in here said, going back at Bali, said, nah, Roto's going to reshape this team. And you know,
not in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, H is out there on Twitter this morning getting us all hyped up, dropping his, you know, I've heard things, this and that. Everybody sitting on the edge of their seat waiting to see what happens. North End Podcast is ready here, so we won't delay any longer. We are going to drop. We're getting out of the Toronto business. Lorenzo Insigne dropped here. And I will note to anybody who may want to pick him up, he was a forward to start the season. He is now listed as a midfielder. So he would be a midfield pickup for anybody who may want to add Lorenzo. And we are going to grab our second loon here, new acquisition, Timu Puki. Welcome to the team. And again, doesn't have to play this weekend. He can, get acclimated to his new surroundings, just ease in there. And next week, brace for Timu Puki. Can't wait for that. So welcome to the squad, Timu, and now Moontower up here. Are we getting our first pass yet, Landon?
So this is the first time I thought about it. So next lowest performer is Federico Bernardeschi.
Okay.
Not
there
that bad, really.
Yeah.
But he's like hot and cold.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to do it just for fun at this point and kind of follow your lead. This is not a new player, but I think the player you just picked is going to help make this player better. And I'm going to go with Bongi Longwane.
Bongi, I love it. And again, I'm just going to put Bongi in your draft spot there and go look up the spelling.
Also, just trying to pick players with hard last names.
Yeah, I remember trying to preview that first Minnesota match this season. I gave my best shot, the old college try at his name once, and then just went Bongi the rest of the way. So I'm going to continue that now. Texas Ring of Fire here, round 6. Let's get it started.
All right, we will drop. This guy is tough to drop an Austin FC player, but he's coming available.
You're really
going to
do it?
We're going to do it. Yeah,
You're really going to do it?
Yeah, we're dropping Fagundes.
Oh,
we're going to pick up. Yeah, we're dropping Fagundes. And we're going to pick up.
This is all him. I know he's his boy. I asked him like 5 times. Are you sure you want to do this?
Lowin from St. Louis.
All right. Edward Lewin in. Diego Fagundes out.
Diego Fagundes. Hey, I got love for Diego. That's my dog. But
yeah,
wait till he finds out, buddy. Wait till he finds out. Wait till he finds out that you dropped him.
It's good. This is this year's keep doubting us moment.
Yeah, there you go.
He's going to show up with a laminated page saying RB dropped me from his fantasy team.
He should show up with a laminated picture of RB with his keep doubting us shirt on.
I hope not.
Think about little RB too, man.
Yep. We are Austin TV on the clock. Maybe thinking about picking up Diego here. I don't know. Football Critics got the pick.
No, not Diego. At least not yet. We gotta say, y'all have some of the best or the little best goalkeepers in the league. Like y'all took them by the bunch, but no one saw that Seattle's keeper Fry is the leading in clean sheets. So we're getting that.
Okay, Stephen Fry in,
and Johnson out.
Sean Johnson out at the Gold Cup right now. So, and that's been one of the struggles for y'all's roster these past couple of weeks is both Dane St. Clair and Sean Johnson out at the Gold Cup. So when taking those zeros, no longer Stephen Fry on the team. And I think here, I'll go ahead, H. Sorry.
You also can't forget about Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean, Jesus Ferreira. I mean, that guy. I'm waiting for him to turn up in MLS.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's dropping 9 goals on Guadalupe and Martinique. I mean, where you at, bro?
Yeah, I mean, either playing an island nation or really, like, unfortunately, playing in Q2 those are the 2 best scenarios for Jesus Ferreira. All right, Dolfo, what are we doing here in round 6?
We are going to assert our dominance as the best team and go ahead and pass.
All right, North End Podcast passing here in round 6. Moontower on the clock.
So my next lowest performing player at this point is King Jabo, Jeremy Abobasi. If I were to drop him, the player I would take is Amin Bassi, but I can't take a Houston player and drop Jabo, so I'm done.
We will sanction you. We will sanction you with our army if you Amin Bassi in this draft. He is banned from this league. Banned.
Hey, I know you were saying that the penalty for Moontower for I don't remember what a couple weeks ago was we were going to make them take Amin Bassi. Landon almost did it himself.
Well, I changed my mind just in that moment.
Vanilla Mexican like 10 minutes ago brought up PK Merchant. Agrees. I see Texas Ring of Fire saying, drop Driussi. The first overall pick there's Vanilla Mexican again. So
they don't ask how, they ask how many.
Yeah, exactly.
When are we getting our first PK? Someone pick a game. Give us a game.
Really not had one?
We have not had one all season. We're like one at this point. It was 7 teams like a month and a half ago.
You have to dribble the ball into the box to get a PK, I guess.
Ooh.
Shout out. The lady from 118 in the building. Nice. I believe, and this may be incorrect, but if I recall correctly, Austin FC's last PK was in Minnesota last year, right before the half. So I'm going to say it's Saturday. I say why not? Back to back. PK's in Minnesota.
Let's do it.
Vanilla Mexican saying Leagues Cup is when we get our first PK call. We'll take that as well. Now Texas Ring of Fire on the clock to start round 7.
Harry's up.
We're gonna drop Blake, Philadelphia. He's a good goalkeeper, but doesn't translate on the fantasy side. And pick up the
Matt
Cincinnati
Cardone.
goalkeeper. I wish. But, if he would have dropped Dane St. Clair, that would have been tough because he did play 5 games at SAFC.
I didn't know that.
Was it Salanito, the Cincinnati goalkeeper? And I'm sorry if I chopped his name up, but
Roman
that is who we're gonna pick.
Believe. Yeah, he was on our. We were looking. He was on our list as well.
Since he's the new Philly.
Yep. And man, I would love an Eastern Conference final between those two teams. Especially with some of the retooling that Cincinnati is doing here in this window. We Are Austin TV on the clock for their 7th round selection. What do you got, fellas? H taking a deep breath here. This is going to be a big one.
It's tough, man. Real tough, but we're going to have to pass on this round.
Okay.
Our first pass.
There's a pass.
I think we're comfortable with what we got.
All right. So we've had 3 passes in the last 4 picks. E, I think we're gonna pass again, my friend. I think we've got a couple that are on the verge of being swappable, but not confident in it. So we're gonna also run a pass here. That goes to Moontower. Are we getting 3 passes in a row, Landon?
Yeah, I'm done. I was waiting for one of y'all to have like a remorse pick and just like pick up a player that y'all just dropped. Jossie, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. We're gonna take Jossie Sardis back.
All right. So Texas Ring of Fire here. Look, you might be on your own the rest of the way.
This will be the last one here. It's going to be
that's the last one.
Gomez out of Seattle,
All
defender, and dropping. Yamar Gomez.
I'm surprised he wasn't gone already.
I don't think we had any Seattle. Obviously, Frey was not taken, and I don't think we had any Seattle defenders taken in the initial draft either.
Jamar was next on my list if Barrial was gone, so I was actually going to take that one.
Yeah,
same here.
Barrial was who we wanted, but you stole him. Gomez is still there, and we're going to drop Aaron Long, and that's almost a 100-point gain for a Texas Ring of Fire. 80-point gain. So
there you go. There you go. All right, so we have 4 passes here. North End is going to pass. We are Austin. Passing. Okay. Moontower. Oh, no pass. Oh, We Are Austin on the clock. All right, jumping back in.
Just in. It barely made it in. You remember when you used to go to the bank with your parents when you were a kid and you pulled to the drive-thru and the little tube came down and you put the thing in and it shot up? The message just dropped. The message just dropped right now.
What?
With our final pick, it should be our final pick.
Okay.
We are going to select, which I don't think anybody has him, and if somebody does, please double check. We are going to select El Rey, the king, Joseph Martinez from Inter Miami.
I'll let you know this. Somebody
You already
does
have him.
Somebody does have him.
What?
And it's you.
Oh, I got him.
You already have
well,
him.
I think he got confused.
Oh, I got
He's
little
at
confused.
57 points for you.
my fault. My fault. We're good. We're straight. We're straight.
Hey, bro, pass that over here, bro.
Hey, we're straight. My bad. I'm already getting red. My bad. We're good.
Hey,
We're good.
I remember that was courtesy of Brian Hensley, who was in the chat during the first draft trying to get everybody to take Joseph Martinez. You guys were the ones who scooped him up. What do you got, H?
Wrong name. Wrong name. I was
Okay.
I was in the wrong lane at the bank. I'm wrong name.
It's at the ATM aisle.
That wasn't your deposit slip.
Are you talking about Martinez from Philadelphia?
We are prepared to drop the Pirates of the Caribbean, Jesus Ferreira, for Bobby Wood.
Oh, wow. All
Whoa.
right.
That's
What?
bold. That's
What
bold.
the heck?
Bobby Wood's been hot.
Justin, as you could tell, there was commotion, a bit of confusion. Justin, Jesus Ferreira, thank you for your service. You can continue scoring on the teams in the Gold Cup. We're going with Bobby Wood.
Is Bobby gonna keep getting chances with Chicho in town? Oh no, Bobby's
crossed.
in New
He's
England
in
now,
New
isn't
England. Yeah.
he? Never mind. Bobby away.
Yeah, there you go. Bobby Wood.
Sorry for the
man.
confusion.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Ferreira out. Do we need to confer here? I mean, Jesus,
He's my boy.
What's Jesus' points looking like?
I don't know. All I remember is watching him score on Austin every time I see him set foot at Q2. So I'm definitely biased here. I don't think we have another slot for him.
He's on 96 points, but he's a guy you could see like going.
Dude, what are you doing, Landon? Let them do their own work, man. Come on, don't spill the beans.
All right, let's sidebar.
Yeah, we'll sidebar in the chat here.
Sidebar. This is
Come
interesting.
on, Landon.
Zach does have an interesting rule when we do fantasy football drafts. If you draft a guy who has already been drafted, you then have to take a shot. So, Hernan,
Chupito.
you owe us one, man. You owe us one.
There he goes. Chug the water. Get into our front office chat here, and I do want to ask Harry here. Look, this may be sacrilege on an Austin FC podcast, but I want just a short San Antonio FC update, because look, if I've got a USL team, it is begrudgingly San Antonio. So how's the team been doing down there in the USL?
If you ask us, we're probably underperforming, but it's because we had such a great year last year where we set almost the points record. We're fourth. We've got 3 losses, but coming off the title, it feels like it's been an underwhelming team. Christian Pirano just opted out. Rumor is he's going to be going back to Argentina for that here, so that's kind of a semi-loss, but they have it here. But with San Antonio, it's all about the playoffs. They're deep enough to where they can go there. To me, I was hoping maybe to get Sam Adeniran, who spent a lot of the season with us, but pairing it up in St. Louis now.
Yeah, didn't he have a brace in his debut for them?
Had a brace in a debut and had an assist in his second match. So he's already, at 25 points in 2 matches?
Well, you could pick him up.
But Klaas is coming back. Probably, he's injured. Here's their primary starter, but he's probably coming back from reports that I've got, probably late August, possibly. The injury is probably a little bit more serious than what's being let go, is my understanding. But to me, for San Antonio, it's all about the playoffs at this point. We're probably excited because Sunderland comes in on the 15th. So that's pretty cool for us, to be able to get an international friendly with a team that competed for a playoff spot to go to the Premier League. So it'll be interesting. I know I'm taking my son and 3 or 4 of his club soccer teammates to the match. So it'll be a fun time. And
yeah.
But no, it's it's my pocketbook enjoys USL a lot more because when I went to, I took the entire family to Austin FC, and
yeah,
I could buy my season tickets for that one weekend. So.
Man, I'll say going out to these Austin FC 2 games, I used to hear people in USL market say like, I don't really want an MLS team, and like I get it now because going out to these like smaller, more intimate stadiums, it's cheaper. There's like a bit, probably more of a community,
It's closer
atmosphere there. Like that's cool. And so yeah, I'm glad you'll have a good thing there.
But
all right,
it's like I said here. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just we're ready,
over.
but yeah, we're good to go here. We had some internal deliberations, so I'll let E. We are going to make a pick here, make a little swap. And I think we're dumping somebody we just picked up a few rounds ago.
Look, we broke ground taking Rui Diaz there. We got some negative feedback in the comments there from the supporters of the North End podcast. So as you know, every good organization listens to the loudest part of the fan base and then makes their decision based off of those irrational people. So we're going to go ahead and drop Rui Diaz and pick up Captain Jack Sparrow because Rui Diaz is hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt a lot this year.
Banged up. We're going to go ahead and pick that up, and I'm just going to wait for RB's mixtape to drop.
That's good business.
That shit's about to be fire.
Hey.
Bro, why would you take him whenever I was about to? I lined him up already.
He
was on a platter.
It's more inspiration for the mixtape.
Yeah, we're waiting for the diss track, RB.
You ain't ready, though. No.
Landon, are we getting a pass here from Moontower?
Yeah, I'm done. Don't even ask again. I'm out.
Alrighty. Texas Ring of Fire. I know you guys got a hard out here in a couple minutes, so let you guys go ahead and get your 9th round pick in here if you got one.
Pass. No, we're done.
All right.
Yeah, we were gonna pick up. Yeah.
I know Jose was pumped at the prospect of adding Ferreira to the team.
Dude, oh man, I thought we were about to get him. Honestly, that would have been nice, bro. But yeah, passing.
We are Austin.
I was hoping Texas Ring of Fire picked them up because they got like 100, 200 points to make up. The boys need the help.
You haven't been paying attention to this draft.
Chill, bro. I'm in Bali mode right now.
We've already passed your team, dude. It's over,
All right, so
that's Halloween costume this year.
A pass from We Are Austin TV here. A pass from the North End. We know Moontower is done. So that will conclude the summer transfer window draft. And to be honest, went a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But I had fun. Hope you guys had fun. We appreciate you joining us. Appreciate everybody tuning in and playing along here, jumping into the comments. Always a blast to get together here. So but before we leave, RB, I'll let you guys go first. Any last takeaways here from the summer transfer window? Anything you want to get off your chest about Austin FC? Maybe about the other teams in Texas? You're at Texas Ring of Fire here. Maybe anything about your competitors here? Us, H, Landon, Football Critic. Floor is yours.
No, I just want to close out by saying thank you, boys, for putting this on for us. It was really fun. I always have a good time, whether it's with whoever it is on this Football Critic, Landon, interactions on Twitter, wherever, we see each other at the stadium. So it's really fun to, actually be in this kind of circle and, just getting it going, bro. So I think we have a chance to come back, get all those points back. I don't know if that's me that's doing that noise, but I'm like trying to hold still.
I found it.
It stopped.
I found it.
Got it. All right, cool. And then but yeah, so Friday, Austin FC 2, my boy Fodre, he's ready. So I'm excited for Rodo to be here. I know y'all gonna get into that too. So Rodo being here, I'm excited for that. That's going to give our youth a chance to get in, and I think get our youth some playing time, put some pressure on Wolf to actually get them some development going. So I'm excited all around. We're coming for you guys. Don't sleep on us. Keep doubting us. And I got to get to the fam. So I appreciate y'all boys for everything y'all do, man. And y'all keep it going. Y'all are badass, man.
All right, RB, appreciate the love. And, the feeling is mutual, man. Obviously, you were one of our first buddies here in the Austin FC space. So much love to you. And everybody go follow Texas Ring of Fire. I don't know if you guys got an episode tonight or tomorrow or what, but I know that we always it's appointment viewing for us. So, Harry, anything from you before we get out of here? Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Ram and Call on Twitter, social media. I'm very shy. I never say anything at all for that here. But no, to me, like I said here, it's a pleasure being on with Moontower. Like I said here, we go way back. We are Austin. Like I said, I always enjoy the post-game shows for that here. And obviously the North End, we've bantered back and forth a few times. And it's been a fun ride from, the expansion debates and all that type of stuff where I was blocked by half of Austin or muted by Austin or whatever it was. And it's been a long road back, but I think for the most part, relationships between San Antonio and Austin fans are probably as healthy as they've been in a long time. For that, where, obviously if the two teams go together, play together, it'll be fun banter, but, I think there's a healthy respect about what both teams are doing. Austin up, with Q2 and the strides and kind of the semi step back this year, and for San Antonio, and like I said here for USL and all, RGV's on kind of hovering, kind of what RGV does, but El Paso's returned back to their dominance and leading Copa Teos right now as far as for the Teos Cup. I know you guys are leading the MLS Copa Teos with your 3-0 victories. So it'll be interesting if you guys can be the first ones to win it back-to-back for MLS or for any of us, for USL or MLS. But no, it's always a pleasure. Like I said, I enjoy all of your guys' shows, and thank you for putting up with my anti-MLS anti-league office MLS stuff, but semi banter with
Kings of Texas. Bro, take that down.
Dude, we still got the cup, man. We still got the cup.
No, but yeah, man. Friday, 6:15 p.m. We're gonna go live, and then we're gonna head to the match, the Austin FC versus the Dynamo. So, say later, man. Say bye.
What's up, little RB?
Bye.
Later, little RB.
Can't hear y'all, man. We'll see you.
All right, boys. Appreciate you guys being here. We are Austin. H, look, I'm not going to ask you to reveal all this information you got here live on stream, but I know everybody's going to be tuned in to all the We Are Austin TV associated accounts here. The transfer window is open. Everybody make sure you're following those guys. H, you have the floor before you get out of here. Anything you want to say to the people and tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Starting right off, I want to send a shout out to all the boys, Bali, B, Primo, Danny Band, Dolby's, Football Critic, everybody, everybody that helps out with what we do. Send a shout out to everybody in this space. Obviously, Texas Ring of Fire guys just bounced, but shout out to Jose. That's my guy, Golds TV. He's such a cool dude. I know that when Jesus was dropped, I know his eyes lit up. So shout out to him. Shout out to Harry. Harry's a really cool guy. The boys that are left here, North End, Moontower, some of my favorite people. Also, I thought it was pretty funny how everybody thought it was funny, and also kind of weird at the same time how I quote tweeted myself today in the morning. I thought that was hilarious. But and then there was some people that were like, "Hey, who is this? Why is he quote tweeting? Like, is this real?" And then other people came in and they're like, "Oh, no, hold on, it's the same person." And I just thought that was funny.
I've never quote tweeted my personal account from the show account.
I saw that. I thought it was pretty funny too. No, but just thanks to everybody that supports the content. We all have jobs. We're not all paid journalists to do this. So we all do this out the good of our heart, and trying to keep up with the team that we love, and for the listeners to consume the content. So everybody that's in the chat, everybody that has been keeping up with these drafts, I think that's so awesome, and I think that they think it's also cool that we're interacting with them, and I think it's awesome. Last but not least, on the information stuff, just stay tuned. Rolo is at the wheel.
Yep.
This is just the beginning, and I'm very excited. I think this guy is gonna change our club step by step. And just like Landon said earlier, it's not gonna happen in 2 weeks. It's not gonna happen in 3. It's gonna be a process, and that's why we brought this guy in. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm very excited for it. And last but not least, I said it was like the last one. You can check us out, obviously, on Instagram. Find us on Twitter, although Twitter seems like it's apparently disappearing. I know there's already accounts coming out of the Threads, Meta's competition of it or whatever. So I'm going to look into it right now, see what that looks like. But I'll pass the mic to Football Critic, who is my main dude right now. I love you, Football Critic.
Yeah, I saw Football Critic expanding like Instagram, other places. So let everybody know what's going on, man.
Taking over.
Thanks. No, just pretty much what everyone is doing. With the downfall of Twitter, with the kingdom of Elon Musk, we're taking a little bit of a safe place to go back, and that's Instagram. I'm not that into Instagram when it comes to Austin FC. It's not the same. It's not that I talk a lot to Austin FC fans and to football fans in general on Twitter, and it's great, right? It's an amazing community. I love it. Instagram is not quite the same, but hey, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll try to keep that account alive. I'll try to do something with it. You can find me on Twitter as Football Critic, on Instagram as Football Critic 10, because it was taken on an account that has nothing on it, sadly. Yeah. But really glad to be with you guys here. Like, thank you for the invite. Thank you for making me part of it. All of you are very welcoming. The community is great. I absolutely love being an Austin FC fan, not just because of the party at Q2, not just because of the team, but because of this community is great. So shout out to absolutely everyone. You all deserve it, and just happy to keep going with this.
Yeah, man, appreciate you coming on. It was great to chop it up with you finally on the live stream here. So it won't be the last time either, my friend. Appreciate both you guys. Last but not least, the man who came in sipping, swirling his glass of wine, feeling great. I think he's probably still feeling pretty good about his team after the draft. Landon Cotham, one half of Moontower Soccer. Man, where's Jeremiah at?
He's got kids. He's got stuff to do.
Yeah, all the responsibilities. Who likes that stuff?
Yeah, my wife's out of town and my dog is asleep right now, so I'm footloose
Tito.
and fancy free in my house.
I don't know if you can hear. My dog is definitely not asleep right now, so we're going to cut the live stream off here. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate you guys participating, and of course, we'll be posting updates weekly about the Best Ball League coming down the stretch run here at the end of the MLS regular season. You can be on the lookout. E and I going to jump in, record our typical midweek pod. Going to be very abbreviated here tonight, but we've got to preview that Dynamo Dose game. We've got to talk about Minnesota. We got to talk about the transfer window, all that stuff, and we'll make some terrible bets too. But a little sneak peek: Ricky Pooch plus 400 coming in big time for us last night. Once again, appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back a little later with episode 70. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, he's Landon, he's Football Critic, he's H, he's E, and I'm Zach. Vamos Austin FC, everybody. Goodbye.
1,